My journey started 15 years ago on the day, the 4th of September 1997, Thursday afternoon, which was the day of the bombing in Ben Yehuda Street in Jerusalem. 5 people were murdered that day, including 3 little girls. One of them was my 14 years old Smadar. And this was a turning point for me. It was a turning point in the sense that the bubble that I've lived in all my life was blown up to millions of pieces. And I had to find answers for my very real reason of existence, to find a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And it took me almost a year, after trying to deny, after trying to pretend as if nothing had happened, and to try to live a normal life while nothing was normal anymore. I met Yitzhak Frankenthal, who is the founder of the Parent Circle. And he introduced me to this group, which was, in first I was very cynical and detached. I think the turning point was the sight of the bereaved Palestinian families, which for me, I was 47 years old at the time, it was 13 years ago. And it was the first time ever for me to meet Palestinians as human beings. And I was completely shocked. And ever since then, I started a journey of redefining myself as a human being, as a Jew, as an Israeli. Try to look for people who can be my brothers, who can be my partners, finding them, people like Aziz Abu Salah, many people like this, and trying to build bridges instead of walls.
So you went to a meeting initially and you were skeptical and cynical?
Oh yeah.
And then the Palestinians that were there, had they also lost children?
Oh yeah, this I've met Yitzhak Frankenthal on an occasion which Nurit, my wife, made a demonstration against the war in Lebanon. And I was supporting them by making their signs and trying to protect them from the drivers who called them names and everything, but I wasn't part of it. As an outcome of the October 73 war, which I participated in a company of tanks, I've lost over there so many good friends that I came out a very cynical and angry and disappointed young man with a determination to detach myself from any kind of commitment. So I all my life, as a graphic designer, I did work for the right wing and for the left wing. I couldn't care less about anything. So that event that I was standing there protecting my wife's right to demonstrate, there was a man standing beside who came in, and he had a kippah on his head. And you know how we tend to put people into drawers and stigmatize people. Someone with a kippah on his head is automatically an Arab eater for breakfast and a fascist and a right winger. And this was Yitzhak Frankenthal. And he told me about his son, Arik, who was kidnapped and murdered by Hamas in '94. And about this group, as he put it, as a group of crazy people. And when he told me that, I was very angry with him, because I remembered that he came to my house during the 7 days of mourning, of the Shiva, like we were one family. And I asked him, how could you do it? How could you step into someone's house who just lost a loved one and talk about peace? How dare you? And then he invited me over to watch a meeting of this group of crazy people. And I was a little bit curious, and I went to see him. And it changed my life completely. This meeting with the Israeli bereaved families and Palestinian bereaved families together was an earthquake for me. And ever since then, I devote my life to go everywhere possible to convey this very basic message, which says we are not doomed. This is not a destiny to keep on killing each other forever. We can change it. And we can break once and for all this endless cycle of violence, revenge and retaliation and so on. The only way to do it is simply by talking to one another. The Parent Circle gives more than 1,000 lectures every year in Israeli and Palestinian high schools. It's something which is not obvious because these kids are victims of a socializing process.
On both sides.
On both sides, absolutely. These are two societies at war. They need to prepare the next generation to be able to sacrifice themselves. It's very obvious that this will take place, and they do it by poisoning the minds of the kids, by hiding us from one another, by demonizing each other. And the minute that me and a Palestinian partner are stepping into a high school class, Israeli or Palestinian, for most of these kids, the first time ever in their life, they see an Israeli or a Palestinian, and it's an earthquake.
And you go in together. You go in together.
Always, always.
And what's the reaction?
The reaction moves a wide spectrum of deep feelings. You know, there is a sea of hatred and blood between these two nations. So they said to me once in an Israeli high school that it's a pity I wasn't blown up with my daughter. And in a Palestinian school, the headmaster told the kids not to listen to me because I weakened their will to fight. But I think these are the extraordinary. The general feeling is that we are very well accepted. There is a lot of respect on both societies for people like us. And I see from the letters that we get from the kids, you open their eyes, you change their hearts, you should run to politics.
You need to get some politicians in the same room together.
Oh, I'm not sure that would be a very good idea. One of the problems of the Oslo Agreement that it was done between politicians and not from the bottom up.
Yeah.
And we are trying to go the other way, not from the politicians but from the people. I mean, talking to about 40,000 kids every year. This is a very long way.
Is this your job? Do you do this?
Oh no.
You still have
No.
a job and you do this?
I'm a graphic designer. I have a graphic design firm in Jerusalem. We are all volunteers. We are all donating our free time, our money, our efforts. But for me, it's a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It became one of the most important things in my life.